Hi guys, it's Erika from Heeren Content and Strategy. Today for Tip Tuesday, we're going to be talking about creating an effective content calendar. So I've got a 4-step process that I provide to a lot of my clients to help them create engaging content that's going to drive the results that you want. So let's get started. Okay, content calendar tip number 1. So you want to make sure that you avoid pre-made content templates. And what I mean by that is you're going to see quite a few ads for pre-made content templates that show up with promises of, hey, use what's worked for us and we know it'll work for you too. The problem with that is, what is the likelihood that these folks are using content that is specific to your industry? It's pretty gosh darn small. Not only that, you're also dealing with content that's been recycled from another party. And Google can tell and Facebook can tell when you're using the same kind of content over and over and over again, and it's actually going to hurt your engagement. All right, content calendar tip number 2. We want to make sure that we take it week by week and no more. So this is for 2 reasons. The first one is, if you want to give yourself writer's block, take a look at 30 to 60 to 90 blank spaces that you have to come up with content for. It's not going to go well. I can guarantee it. Trust me, even the experts have issues dealing with wide ranges of blank spaces where we have to come up with a whole bunch of original content. You want to break it down by 7 days at a time. It's going to make it really easy and it's going to keep it really fresh. The second reason for this is that you run the risk when you create a long-term content calendar of forgetting what you've said. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you are a business in Texas and a tornado came through and did devastating damage to your local community, and you forgot that your next day's post said, "Don't get blown away by our savings," right? Anyone who says that there's no such thing as bad PR has never run a small business. All right, content calendar tip number 3. So we want to make sure that we continue to use the give, 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 ask formula. So what I mean by that is, your natural response is going to be to drive business, to drive revenue, right? Which is fine, but you want to make sure that you're giving something of value to your customers. So a good way to keep yourself in check is to say, okay, I'm going to give 3 pieces of information without asking for anything, and then on the 4th time I'm going to do my call to action. So let's say you're a mechanic shop and you want to run an oil change special. A great way to do the give, 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 ask formula is to provide 3 articles that have either that you've created yourself or that you're sharing from other parties that have to do with vehicle maintenance, how changing your oil affects your gas mileage, how car maintenance affects your gas mileage, or how often you should change your oil, why you should change your oil, all of these things. And then on the 4th day, you're going to ask, hey, by the way, we're offering this special for the month of March or December, or whatever you're doing, for 10% off oil changes, right? So give, 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 ask. All right, tip number 4, always be driving traffic to your website. Social media may not be the main driver for your revenue, but what it should be is the main driver for traffic to your site. So keep that in mind when you're creating your calendar. Anytime that you can share information directly from your website is good as gold. That does not mean you have to be doing call to action. So you can share new blogs, you can share old blogs that all direct to your website. You can also share video from your website, or even standalone pages that have to do with about us. Hey, get to know our business, get to know our story. You don't have to ask for a sale or for a consultation or for an appointment or make them have some sort of an action. You're still providing that value, but you're still driving that traffic to your website. All right, content calendar tip number 5. So now we want to make sure that we're incorporating a variety of mediums. So what I mean by that is, you want to make sure that you're reaching a wide audience, and people tend to consume messages differently. Some people do video better, some people do images better, some people do long-form text better. You want to make sure you're hitting all of these in your marketing. Podcasts are another great option if you're a service-based or consulting-based business, a podcast might be a good option for you to do one per week and promote that on your social media as well. Just make sure you're incorporating a variety so you're reaching everybody where they're at. All right, so that's Tip Tuesday with Heeren Content and Strategy on building a better content calendar. We'll see you next week.